Hello everybody, I'm Ernest. Today we're at Lackland Air Force Base, and I've been meaning to do this video for a while now. And see around me are aircraft, and it's a walkway, and they have all types of aircraft. This is a C-47, I think also known as a DC-3. They use them in commercial airliners. Said here it was ordered in 1940, and by the end of World War II, the United States had produced 9,348 for the Army Air Corps, which is what the Air Force was before it it started as a branch of the Army. So I thought I would just walk around here and do some video of these aircraft. And there are just so many here, and I thought it'd be neat to document all this stuff. And I don't know everything there is to know about these military aircraft, so I'm hoping some of y'all out there who are more knowledgeable on these matters could help me out and comment down below. Now, I have seen these things fly when I was stationed in Honduras. I'm in the Air Force Reserve, and I am the flight safety NCO here at Lackland Air Force Base. I have about 30 years experience in aircraft. Let me start from the beginning. I started off in 1986 as an aircraft structural repairer on UEs and OH-58s and Chinooks. And I did that for roughly 3 years. During that time, I took some training and I became an A&P licensed mechanic. I worked commercially, mostly on small type aircraft, Cessnas, Learjets, various types of aircraft, King Air, Queen Airs, all kinds of that type of aircraft. Now, let's see what this is. This is the LiftMaster, the C118A, and I guess it's going under some repairs because they have it roped off. 4 engines. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are, I'm pretty sure it's reciprocating type engines. And in each one of these here, they have a little enlisted story that goes along with the aircraft. It looks like a troop transportation or some kind of like for like a general or something like that. This one over here looks pretty interesting. So as I was a commercial A&P mechanic, I did that for a while, and then I went to school for non-destructive testing, and that's when you do x-rays, ultrasound, eddy current, all types of inspections for aircraft. And I did that for roughly 10 years. And then I got a job with the Air Force in 2006. And I have been here ever since. I was in avionics, and I did that from 2006 to about 2016 full time. No, I should start in 2002. I actually came back in the military after a 13-year break because of 9/11, and I joined as fast as I could. I got in 2002 at the beginning of the year, and I got activated after my training in Iraqi freedom. So here's another interesting. This looks like a four-wheel drive aircraft. Let's see what this is. This is a C-121 Constellation. there really is a whole bunch of them here, and I think there's a SR71, and we'll get to it. But by the time I walk around here, it's going to take a while, and I don't know everything there is about these aircraft. I've never worked on them. They've been sitting out here since as long as I've been working here, actually. Another type of transportation aircraft. I mean, cargo of some sort. C119, the flying box cart. It does look like a box. It has a kind of a boxy type fuselage. Looks like a paratrooper or something like a paratrooper would flying out. I think that's a old C-130. Those things are still in existence. Of course, they're not this little, and they're quite larger. This one belonged to the Air Force Reserve. I'm thinking it's a C-130. No, it's a C-123. So this is the predecessor. Looks like a C-130. I'm sure it's what was before the C-130. It was called the Provider. Short range assault transport. Looks like it has the same fuselage, the boxy type. Now this one here looks very familiar, like I worked on one of these when I was a commercial A&Ps. That's looks like a Beechcraft, but I'm not sure. Looks familiar. One just like it. I remember a long time ago, back in the 90s. It's called the Endeavor UC-45. Trying to see if it says who built it. Oh, and each little, I guess these has little QDR codes, and you can look up more information on it if you want to. I haven't been out here in a while. There's so many. There's a B-52 in the background. Check out this beauty over here. Now this is a very famous aircraft. I believe it's World War II era. It was like a fighter and a bomber or something like that. Let's go find out. This is a very, very different twin fuselage, twin engine. Pilot, two pilots, or one's a pilot, one's a F-82 twin Mustang. Was a last propeller-driven fighter acquired in quantities by the Air Force. It appears to be a two Mustang fuselage and one wing, but in reality it was a totally new design. Its purpose was to provide fire carrying a pilot and co-pilot navigator to reduce fatigue on long-range bombing escort missions. Interesting. You know, I was planning on going to every aircraft, but I kind of underestimated the size of the collection here. There's another iconic aircraft right there. It's in the F4 Vietnam era aircraft. And I believe right next to it is a trainer that says as a F5. It looks very familiar. Like what's that aircraft? The T-38, I think is what the Air Force uses to train with. That looks like a trainer. The one next to it is a B-66. Like I said, any of you guys out there that are aviation buffs, please comment and let me educate me. Let's go to this aircraft over here, the B2. I learned a little bit on the B2 because when I went to avionics school, I went to a program that was called Bomb Nav Communication, and so basically I learned some avionics on the B52 and the B2. So I know a little bit, but too much to be dangerous. Have only worked on one airframe for the Air Force, and that's the C5. The B52 is legendary, been around for a long time, and it's still in service. Still in service. A remarkable airframe. First model flew on the 5th of August 1954. And 1952 was the production model. Huh. Okay, well, that's the name of why it's called B52, I guess, because it came about in 1952. So I'm hoping this video finds the people that are really into aviation and can comment and let everybody know, what are these aircraft? What do they do? This thing looks unusual. Looks to it being black and everything. I wonder if it's some type of spy aircraft of some sort. Some more enlisted stories of different individuals. Yes, I see a camera lens on the bottom. The B57 is a modified version of the English electric, I can't even pronounce that, Canberry, which was first flown in Britain in 1949 and later produced for the Royal Air Force. After the Korean War began in 1950, the Air Force looked at a medium jet bomber to replace the aging Douglas B-26 Invader in March 1951. So it's a bomber. Yep, it's a B-57, so it is a bomber. That's a lightweight bomber. The F-100, the Super Sabre. I think that was during Vietnam. Oh, look at this beauty. I like these old jets. It's like an old car. They just got the lines, you know what I mean? They just got some lines to them. Just very vintage. I don't know how to explain it. The Thunder Chief. JF 104B. Thunder Chief. That over there. Man, there's so many aircraft here. I can't. It's going to be hard to film all these. I might skip some of those over there, if you don't mind. There's a Mustang over there. I'm not going to skip the Mustang, that's for sure. Anybody know what that is over there? I hope the wind's not too bad on this phone, but it is what it is. Wonder what this is. I can't even see what I'm filming. The sun's so bright. P-63G King Cobra World War II fighter was developed from the P-39 Air Cobra, which it closely resembles. The Army Air Force never used the P-63 in combat, although some were used for fighter training. So it was a fighter that never came to be and was used as a trainer. Why is the exhaust vents behind the pilot? Is that what I see there? I'm pretty sure that's what it is, exhaust vents. Well, let's go over here. I'm pretty sure this is a... I'm pretty sure that this over here is a Mustang. Duchess Eileen. I knew a girl named Irene. And that one has two swastikas on it, like it shot down two Nazi aircraft. Of course, the P-51, the Mustang. I think Tom Cruise even has one of these. And down here is a memorial to the Tuskegee. Oh, airman. I can't pronounce nothing, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe this is the twin engine I was talking about that was very famous. There seems to be some trainers. That looks like a Texan right there. The one in the middle. I've actually worked on a Texan a long time ago for the Confederate Air Force. They brought it in an aircraft to paint, and I did the flight controls on it. Take them off and weight and balance them. Check out this thing. It's got a special prop, so this is the one I was thinking of the twin engine famous bomber fighter or whatever it was called. Let me go see. The other one had 2 cockpits. This one has 1 cockpit. Yes, this is the one. I actually built a model of one of these when I was a kid. I can't remember what the name of it is. The Lightning. Yes, the Lightning. P-38 Lightning. The Lightning was designed in 1937 as a high altitude interceptor. The first one built, the XP-38, made its public debut on February 11th, 1939. The Lightning. Check out all those guns up there. I don't know if you can see that. All right, going back here to some more modern aircraft. I told you there's a lot of them here. I've been working here since 2002. I've been on base here. I'm going to retire in March of next year, 23, and on the military side. But I'm here as a civil servant also. I worked in finance. I don't know how I wound up in finance. I was a supervisor on the flight line, and my position got cut back in 2013 when they cut our military budget, and we've never really recovered since then. The Corsair A7. I remember these. I think these are the ones that the wings fold or something, ain't it? Or no, the wings on top, it goes up like a flap to increase the surface so it could go at slower speed. And who doesn't know the Warthog? Fairchild aircraft, one of my favorites in the Air Force inventory, still in use today. The Warthog, the tank buster. Man, I know the wind is really bad now. Sorry about that. Should have brought my mic. I actually bought a mic that has a windsock, a dead cat. But I kind of did this impromptu. The Thunderbolt A10. No introduction needed. F-16 over here. We've probably sold more of these than Toyota Accords in the world. We sold these F-16s to every country there probably is. Very good aircraft, a basic fighter. Still in service. We have them here, as a matter of fact, here at Lackland. National Guard still uses the F-16. F-16 Fighting Falcon. Oh, is this a Top Gun plane? Is this the Top Gun plane? I think so. This is F-15, I believe. McDonnell Douglas. Eagle. This is the one Tom Cruise flew. F-15. I've never seen it in that paint scheme. That was probably when they were testing it. When did this come about? It's been around, it's been out for a long time. Doesn't really say, but there's some alert stuff. The F-15 has seen a lot of action, and so has this F-16. Oh no, now we're gonna go to the probably the biggest one, the most famous one here. Let me turn it off, the video, and I'll bring it back up. Okay, finally I made it over here to the SR71. At the time it was world's fastest. I don't know if it still is or not. 3 times the speed of the speed of sound. This thing was made out mostly of titanium, and I believe it would stretch like 6 inches during flight. Look, this is a patch. This is something like I would do back in the day as a sheet metal repairer, and it would stretch 6 inches because of the heat. And I don't know if this is true, but it's an urban legend, but that it would be leaking fuel when it would land because it stretched out so much that it would cause it to leak. I don't know if it's true. I'm thinking this is rubber or like radar deflecting type material. I'm not sure. So anybody knows better? Now I believe these cones to the engine were there to design to slow the air down as it's flying, because it would go into the engine too fast. But this aircraft was developed, I got to read it up here, but my understanding, some of the window temperatures were reached like 400 degrees, and the pilots would put their lunch on the windows to warm up their lunch. I don't know if that's true or not. And that the surface air over the aircraft would be like 600 degrees. It got really hot. It moved really fast. 3 times the speed of sound is really fast. The Blackbird SR71 was developed to replace the U2. It's funny now, the U2 is actually still in service, and the Blackbird went out of service. It's 80% titanium and 15% composite material. Trying to see degrees Fahrenheit at Mach 3. So it withstand temperatures of 450 degrees at 3.2 Mach, so more than three times the speed of sound. The first flight took place in December of 1964. A year after I was born, and the first of 32 Blackbirds to enter service was delivered to the 9th Strategic Reconnaissance Wing in California in 1966. I know some people are big fans of this aircraft. It's the hot rod of the Air Force. Well, let's go over here. There's like old bombers over here. This area right here is where where you graduate. This is the parade ground here at Lackland Air Force Base. And this is, if you ever been through the Air Force, this is where you went to basic. There's no other choices. When I went through the Army basic, I didn't go through the Air Force basic. I went to Fort Dix, New Jersey. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Japanese flags on it. Josie, the Pacific Pioneer. B29. Super Fortress. Began in early 1940 in response to Pacific of a high altitude long range super bomber to replace the B17 and B24. The Boeing XB29 prototype flew in September 1942. This was the one that dropped the atomic bomb. I thought it was. I don't know if this is the exact air, no, because that was the Enola Gay, but it was one of these B29s. And apparently this one did several missions during that time frame, the B29. Oh, I like those guns up there. So iconic, huh? And that nose, all that windows. Wow. Wonder what the speed was, around 300 miles an hour, maybe 350 miles an hour. I don't know. I'm guessing. Somebody knows? Comment. This is a famous aircraft that dropped the first nuclear bomb. See all those I call them stickers, but there's the serial number 4224614. All right. Yeah, there's a bunch of old bombers on this. This is the B17, another iconic bomber. Heaven above. I really like that nose art. We don't have that anymore. I guess a different time. That one has 2 swastikas and I don't know how many bombs on it. Lots of bombs, so I don't know if this thing actually did. The Flying Fortress, one of the most famous airplane ever built, the B-17. First flew in 1935, July 28th. Were in service on December of 1941. The production quickly became accelerated. The aircraft served in every World War II combat zone, but is best known for the daylight tragedy bombing of the German industry target. Production ended in May 1945 and totaled 12,746. What does that mean? Bombs? The B-17 represents heavens above from the 561st Squadron. And this one is dedicated to Lieutenant General Ecker. He was the commander of the 8th Air Force in Europe during World War II, and he flew the B-17. Let's go on down here. I just got off of work in my civil service job. That's why I got a beard, you know. So I get to keep this weekend, and then the next weekend I got a drill. And like I said, I'm the flight safety NCO for my wing, and so that's why you see me with a beard, because I'm a reservist, and I go in once a month for the weekend and 15 days out of the year. So more nose arc. So it says it's a B24 Air Force serial number 4451228. Crew weight 1,100 pounds. 100 octane fuel only, please. Can't get that no more at your Valero. B24 Liberator. Another World War II veteran. Check out those tires. See that? Kind of like cobblestone design. I'm not really sure what's the purpose of that. Man, these are just such beautiful aircraft. Beautiful. And they're preserved here for free. It doesn't cost you anything. I've drive through this thing, I don't know, thousands of times since I've been working here at Lackland Air Force Base, and I'll probably be seeing them for another 10 years. Who knows if I keep working here. Check out those guns. Tail gunner. I wonder if those are fabric elevators. No, they're not. I see rivets. Okay. See how they seal them? That's to keep all the birds and stuff out of them, just to preserve them. It's kind of sealed, you know. So, you know, I used to know what these were. Are these turbochargers? I thought these were turbochargers or superchargers, one of the two. These things right here, I remember used to know what those were. I think they're superchargers or turbochargers or something like that. All right, only two more aircraft to go, and we've gone completely around. We only missed like 3 or 4 of them, and they were the smaller trainers. This one looks familiar. They're so small. This one, I mean, compared to the B-52 and the B-2 and the B-1, these bombers were tiny. Check out the way the guns are. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess there's 5, 6 on the other side, and there's a turret up on top to protect it from above. I'm assuming these are 50 cals. I don't know. The Mitchell, yes. World famous. World War II, of course. And General Doolittle for the Tokyo raid, April 18th, 1942. This is a very famous aircraft, the B25H, I'm sorry, B-52 Mitchell, to the men of the 4th 90th Bombardment Squadron, Medium China, India, September 15th, 1942 to November 2nd, 1945. Burma Bridge Blasters. So I guess they blew up some bridges, huh? And the last one. Like I said, if you know more than I do, because everybody knows more than I do, even though I've been in aviation for 30 years, but I'm not a history buff on all this stuff. I recognize the shapes. Like that one over there is very iconic. Those are, I remember like old airliners being like that. And when I was in Honduras, they were still flying those things around. The Air Force down there. It looked like, it's very funny to see them because it was a prop World War II type looking aircraft, and they were still flying them in the 80s. Versatile lady. The Invader. First made its flight in July 10th, 1942. Production began in 1943. It went to combat over Europe, and it was used for level bombing grounds, strafing, and rocket attacks. By the time production halted, that 2,500 Invaders had been built. I'm gonna take a walk around here. This aircraft is just phenomenal. All black. I wonder if they really were black back then. I think that'd be hot. That'd be a hot airplane with the sun baking on it. Oh, I mean, were they really black? Well, that is it for the walk around here on the grounds of the parade ground of Lackland Air Force Base. If some of y'all went to basic, y'all might have seen some of these. They've been here as long as I can remember, and they're constantly doing repairs to it. So here at Lackland, there's a large, I don't know if it's the largest, but it's one of the biggest training centers for military dogs. As a matter of fact, one of my friends, he adopted one of them. So thank you for watching my video. I hope it was entertaining, and I look forward to reading the comments down below. And from Lackland Air Force Base, I'll see you next time.